as they can, as well as also the highest degree of preparedness. And we'll see how this kicks off now as we're into the pistol. And Big will make their way up second mid. Just looking for some information, keeping things fairly slow to begin with.
Speaking of doing their research, Liquid start with 4 people in the A site, so it seems they might have a read on what Big are up to here. EliGe towards the library, JDM in the site, zews and Twistzz to play Crossfire in the pit. So it seems there's a lot of expectation as to what Big want to do in this round. At present, Nex is just keeping an eye on any flank, but they're slowly edging towards A. And that doesn't bode well for Big in the very first round if they're being read already. Look how prepared Liquid are for this. The numbers are there, but can they deliver?
Yeah, as long as we've been watching the demos, oh my god, it's working out so wonderfully well. Perfect positions. Okay, they must have watched some demos, indeed. That is beautiful to see, isn't it? That is quite some preparedness from Team Liquid. I love it. I love how committed they were to it. They didn't have anybody spotting for information, nothing. They just sat 4 on the site. And for those of you that don't know as well, the harder site to retake on this map is probably B in most instances, once it's locked out by 5 players. So big risk, but they were rewarded. What else have Liquid got to show us?
Big have opted for the force buy. LEGIJA has got a lot of grenades, so you know we saw lots of good things from Big at the previous major on Inferno, but that time has come and gone, and you can't expect a repeat performance. And of course, it's a lot of information for other teams to process, and that pistol round tells us that Liquid have definitely done that. And Liquid have always been one of the forward-thinking teams in pistol rounds. They were one of the first to abandon the A site and just have one guy towards the car on cash, for example. But here we are. Are they prepared for the force buy from Big? Trying to glean information at the moment. keev's been looking over towards Banana, but now he comes to join his team in this rotation towards the A site. Again, hiding behind the pillar. Good for 2 kills. Twistzz will look to clean up the rest of it. There it is. So only 1 player lost. He'll pick up the FAMAS. And he won't pick up the FAMAS, actually. So that is maybe some money wasted, but more money to be made with the UMP.
That was a really nice, clean round from Team Liquid. Sometimes the force buyers are very scary to deal with, but nothing really went awry for them. Now they only have Glocks to worry about. This got B with a P250, but everybody else is on the default stock pistol of the terrorist side. And you can't really expect to do too much in a situation like this. Really damage, maybe a frag or 2 is perhaps the best case scenario you can look for. And I like this from Liquid, to go, just rushing Banana, rushing down middle. This is a really nice way to quickly win the round, get the most out of the SMGs, shut down the choke points. There's no utility or anything really for the teams to fight back with. So as you can see, it's a very effective way to play this scenario, although some cheeky angles around the smoke will give 1 kill away to Big. But that may be all that's on the cards for them in this round.
Always want to leave a few bullets in the hole, but he had teammates there to cover him while he went for the reload. It ended up being bait at the end there, EliGe. I did wonder about the setup from Team Liquid. They smoked off second mid, but they had JDM at the end of the balcony with the FAMAS, so the only hole in their defense was balcony to boiler, which is perhaps a lot to ask for in a round such as that. So far, so good for for Liquid. Big have 3 kills across 2 players. So the impact has not been very positive to Team Liquid's economy, and maybe that's why Liquid start with 2 AWPs.
Yeah, very brave stuff straight off the bat. JDM with a nice angle towards the bench to begin with. Very safe though, coming so far. Again, this early on was such a big investment. You don't want to take big risks, but looking for the player that is supposed to eventually come here and clear the apps, and it will be tabseN. Beautiful stuff from JDM. And that's an interesting point of information for the future now for Big, to realize that there could be an orb in that position. They'll have to start throwing flashes there. And Nitro with the pick on Banana as well. This double-up approach has gone very well against Big's default. Perhaps, again, a show of the preparedness of Liquid.
I do wonder if that smoke on Banana was completely messed up, or if they were trying to somebody peeking from the tree position. I mean, I think it's a hard smoke to mess up on Banana, so Maybe I'll ask, I think EliGe through it, ask him later. Anyway, there's 3 big players remaining, and they're all over towards the A side, which is still well defended. JDM getting smoked off towards Arch, but he's gone through that smoke, so he knows nobody's there, and he's continuing to push. Okay, going to the Arch position, but maybe he'll get a bit more greedy. Twistzz and zews have a crossfire. Twistzz on the balcony position. He can drop down, but zews may be the initial engager, which would turn him into a bait. He's not going to wait. He's going to look for the information himself. He spots the players there. Now he's really becoming the bait. Twistzz gets the first kill. zews gets taken out. But can JDM rotate in time? May not be required. LEGIJA in the pit with 10 seconds, and JDM will finish him off. So Liquid, indeed, they've got their angles.
Here it is, tabseN getting absolutely bodied in the apps. Now that's a very interesting spot as well, because now, you know, another solution could be to get someone in mid to throw a Molotov to stop any potential peaks in Boiler. There's loads of ways to Molotov Boiler to prevent that. So Big will have to start being a bit more diligent when it comes to clearing those spaces, use more utility. That's what Liquid are telling them with these plays. Now we're back into the half buy now. No Kevlar actually, but loads of utility from Big as well as pistols. That's quite cool to see, and they're going to be attacking Banana first of all.
Yeah, it's going to be a fast rush into the site. Nitro will be isolated from his teammate. The pistols are charging in. EliGe trying to get around the back. He will take some players out though. There's only of the players left. Godby has armor, and he's the next to go down. Almost a complete wipeout indeed. There it is. Nitro continuing to deliver with the AWP. We saw some nice AWPing from Nitro in the previous week, and it does look like Big are getting hard counter-stratted at the moment. But it's another round. It's buy time again. 5 AKs for Big. Now they might have to ask themselves, what is expected of us? What do we like to do? And how can we slightly change that to have more success?
5-0. What a score to start things off for the North American side. But again, AK's back out indeed, and it's time to make some of those adjustments in the default, because the double op setup was proving quite annoying previously for the default. We saw Nitro and JDM each get a pick towards Banana and one towards apps. So now we're looking to see the improvement, the adjustment from Big, and you can see an HE there. Oh, the double peek comes in on the balcony position. Never expected that. Another cool, just tiny little play here by Liquid. Gives them a frag, and they fall back now into very passive positions on the A side. Liquid are really playing very well at the moment.
1 minute 15. Lots of grenades left on the 4 surviving Big players, and we know they are quite fond of an execute. EliGe is making his way towards the A site. JDM flashed off his angle, but he will re-aggress. He is not shy for a pick. Godby very close though, so he might get traded here. Another high grenade. Godby's going to go forward. It's a shot missed by JDM. Team looking for a trade fragger from the balcony position though. EliGe is in Arch. Nitro holding an angle on B. He knows that there's no one there. His team can continue to contain. EliGe looking for info. Might wait for a flashbang from his teammate. He's getting smoked off, which would suggest a potential wrap. But Nitro's got the information on Banana, but EliGe is still going to rotate towards CT just in case. 30 seconds remain. EliGe making his way towards Arch. So what are Big going to do next? Is starting to run down down mid to see what's going on. LEGIJA gets picked off in the meantime, so Big now know that the CTs have some information towards top mid, but they're running out of time to really do anything here. 4 versus 3.
Yeah, it's desperation mode into the A site. Not going to go too well, but actually, as I say that, keev and Nex both getting frags, but still, they may not expect zews to be in this position. And I don't think he spotted the planter, but keev, looks like some damage will be done to him. Looks like zews doesn't know exactly where he is, but obviously knows that he's on the site somewhere. That bomb is now ticking away, but there's plenty of time to set up the retake here. Nades being thrown in as well. keev somehow able to dodge that one, and just amongst the smoke at the moment, trying to get some kind of an angle, but zews will easily pick him off as he reveals his position. Another round for Liquid, and with 2 members surviving, their economy not in a bad place at all, actually. They've got loads of money, so Liquid are loving life at the moment.
Nitro's rescued the second AWP as well. Slight delay in the defuse. Liquid looks so ready for Big.
Yeah.
Big they might have to throw the strap back out the window, because it seems that Liquid know all of their tricks so far. 6-0, now we get to the point where even if Big win just 1 round, if they don't win the next one, I mean, that might put Liquid at like 70-80% to win the game.
Is that a new tattoo on Nitro there? Veni Vidi Vici? Came I saw I conquered. That is legit.
I didn't see it. I was looking at our game screen.
I think it's on his mouse arm. Oh, that's brilliant. I like that. The game I saw I conquered. Well, at the moment. So far, it rings true in this match. As you say, it's actually so awesome how ready Liquid are for Big. That's so cool to see. Because eventually Big are going to have to start to work it out and say, hang on, our plays aren't quite panning out as they're supposed to. So they should surely catch on to this and hopefully have some sort of a backup plan. But either way, it's time for the force up here with the pistols and the armor. 4 grenades as well for Big. So let's see how they play this one out. Just trying to clear the spaces in the apps. Trying to create presence all over the place just to make sure that they won't be giving up too much map control to Liquid.
Always nice to see flashes through smoke top mid. Try and catch the CTs when they're not ready. JDM flash off the arch position. Everybody else is playing passive at the moment for Liquid. zews is around the arch position as well. Twistzz in the pit, but not where the Molotovs are going. No one's checking for this position. Oh, the flashbangs are there. Suddenly he doesn't get a kill though. Damage being taken by the T's, but they've got the A site. 5 versus 3. So far so good for Big. JDM missing the shot, but he'll get it on a second attempt. Lost player into Boiler. That's some information for his team as they look for the retake.
Ooh, keev with the CZ taking down EliGe, who was in pursuit. And indeed, I think this all sort of fell apart when Twistzz was unable to get his frags from pits. Now, Big are making a conversion in a great way here, picking up the AWP and a bunch of M4s as well. So they're going to be in a good space after this one. But yeah, sometimes it comes just down to that simple thing of if you're going to be anchoring a bomb site, getting your 2 frags. And Twistzz was not able to do that this time. Big's attack was successful with the CZs. However, an opportunity does present itself now for Liquid, as they can try to reset the loss bonus of Big. But that said, Big have a lot of money, as they weren't necessarily thinking that they would win that round.
Yeah, I think when Liquid were down to 2 AWPs, it was time to get out of there immediately. Now Big will take 2 AWPs into the next round. However, I think they're leaving one on the floor unless they manage to swap it out for a rifle. Either way, I like that. I think it's much better. It's hard to play your game if you pick up a second AWP on the T side, unless you are 100 Thieves. ELEAGUE Nitro towards Banana. Liquid last round started with a 3rd player there for the grenades and then rotated him. That was JDM. JDM this time will start. Maybe expecting a faster play. 2 snipers here again for the CT side. Big standing in the smokes. Nice trick from them. Not shy of tricks on Inferno. Gobby's going back to spawn. I wonder what for, though.
I think the bomb, though.
No, he was carrying it already.
Oh, was he really? Okay,
yeah.
The AWP? Oh, he got the AWP. Oh, okay, because he has 10 HP.
Ah, I was on the floor. Oh, smart stuff. Look at the presence of mind from Gobby.
That's pretty cool, actually. We'll have to see if that pays off for him. It does look like Big are settling on the B-bomb side at the moment. They don't have top mid control, and Liquid know that. They actually have players spotting into top mid, so that means as soon as they spot grenades coming into the B-bomb side, they know it's a committed play. They can start to rotate zews over through Speedway, and I think he's starting to gravitate. Oh, no, he's not just yet, but it should be somewhat obvious. Liquid have all of top mid, so they can afford to cheat a player over. We'll see if they're going to do so, though. Smoke down. Will be up to the initial defenders. ELEAGUE with the spray gets 3. That's a massive result. Nitro doesn't have to even do too much at this point. ELEAGUE has given them a great position to retake from 4 versus 2.
Warning shots from Nitro. They'll have to check construction, but it is still basically in their possession. Gobby taking a forward position up on the barrels. This is a nice angle to hold, but will somebody peek him at the same time? It might be a 2-man peek. The grenade is there, and there it is, a 2-man peek. And there'll be no more frags for Big. 4 people surviving for Liquid. That is perfect for them. The reset is here. However, because of the bomb plant, we might see another buy from Big, and that bomb plant just might be their savior.
What a beautiful flash and close onto the 3K. 7-1. Liquid looking very good on the CT side here. And Inferno is one of those maps as well, which is really, or can be very annoying from an economy standpoint. And Liquid are in a position where they can actually say they've had 0 issues with money on their CT side so far, up into the 9th round. So that's amazing. That's so amazing. Such a good feeling when you're playing this map. Have to see if the AWP on keev will actually pay off here. But Liquid have been playing generally quite safe. That's how their style has been. They haven't been going for too many aggressive moves, but as I say that, JDM goes for the peek there, into second mid through the window, catches them, and now they'll move into ELEAGUE and get absolutely grinded up by the M4. And Liquid, 5 versus 2, just like that.
Rumor has it, StarCraft name does +5 damage on Banana. ELEAGE taken out by keev. One of 2 players remaining for Big. tabseN trying to get something working towards top mid, but JDM has that timing. Shoot just after you're flashed, and tabseN appears all too quickly. That leaves keev alone. Twistzz pushing the apps, taking liberties now, the C2 side. JDM, can he get to the arch position first? Oh, keev is unscoped, and that will be his undoing. That will be his downfall. 8-1 in favor of Liquid.
Absolutely, this is looking quite good for them. It's really surprising. Again, you know, we credit Big in being a very tactical team, very strategical team, and the map is quite suitable for them in that sense. But it's all Liquid still. 8-1, they seem impenetrable, and the amazing value that Big picked up from the one round that they won is all but gone at this point. They do have some money in the hole, but they'll have to go for a half buy in this round.
It is currently a tactical timeout from Big, and you can see the coach communicating to his team. And they've, at this point, the last round, they only got 2,400 for losing that. So it's eco territory for them. And that sucks.
Ooh, I like it. ELEAGE just picked up the MP9. It's always fun. Really, really strong weapon. I think it's like the best of SMGs in that price range. For me, at least. It's been really awesome.
I like the auto shotgun for B in a run like this. Because he's going towards the B bomb site. So I would take the auto shotgun. That's my preference.
We've seen this sort of approach from Big previously when they are on half buys. And again, it does seem like Liquid have done all the research on this team, so they seem to be pretty expectant. And you can see they're going very, very passive, already cheating a 4th player towards the A side. So they seem to have a decent read. We already saw this Molotov previously onto the quad position from them. So once again, running a similar routine. This did actually work previously when Liquid did get caught slightly off guard, but they seem to have learned from their mistake. And Big are going to have a very hard time getting in onto this A bomb site with 4 players ready to go.
Next might understand where that smoke came from based on the trajectory. However, I don't know what they can really do with that information, especially as they're on pistols. JDM is standing on the couch in the library position, which is something you would see when it's a sniper versus a sniper. If you can elevate your position and they go for a crouch peek, as you used to be able to much better with the AWP, then JDM would more likely be shot in the leg and then get a fatal shot himself on his opponent. You don't see this position used so much anymore. People often will stand on the corner of the site so they can support shorts better. But it's nice to see it every now and then. He's got a lead support as well, looking for that info. Not going to wait around for Big. There's the flash there. And they will run straight into the crosshairs of JDM. There's a bomb loss as well. JDM enjoying his reticle. Shots all over the place. I think he got a shot LEGIJA towards short there as well. So still able to get to work from the library position.
I like the bait here from ELEAGE with the MP9. The timing was actually so perfect. And it was a 5-man cleanup. Easy does it. 9-1, Team Liquid absolutely destroying Big at the moment. They are being annihilated.
Credit to JDM as well for not trying to shoot the first player. He let him go past. He knows ELEAGE is there with the MP9, so if more come out, then he knows the push is coming, more prepared for it, will react faster. So that was really cool as well.
Now there's so many things that Big need to try to deal with Liquid and their very strong presence on the map so far. And one of the cool things about Liquid is they haven't been taking many risks, but when they have been, they've been quite good. This is one of the first times. Hasn't gone very well for Team Liquid, but that said, JDM did not die, so that's brilliant. I mean, Big will win the control of the apartments, but that typically is somewhat of a given to a terrorist side on this map. JDM's going back, surely not. This is crazy. Going for this angle again. Retaking this angle. The smoke is up to protect him. He only has a certain window of time here. Misses the shot, gives up the position. More nades into mid in case someone would try to pursue him. Very tense stuff around mid, but there's 4 players there still for Liquid.
What's cool is, I think Fallen tweeted the other day and said, like, if you're playing with a coach, then you have to rotate the coach on the CT side. But rather than necessarily doing that, I think ELEAGE is essentially support for the coach. You can see him playing next to zews in this situation in the arch position. So that's really important. And now 40 seconds left, and keev again is the only person in Banana, but again starting to move away as the push comes in top mid. JDM is willing to go for peaks again and again. He doesn't get that. Twistzz is able to offer support, and there is JDM again, but Twistzz will be the one to get the kill. 2 versus 5, and Big On not in this game right now.
They're getting absolutely annihilated indeed. It's not a good look for them. And it just seems like all of their strats, Liquid are just very prepared for it. And also, one other thing about this as well in this round and in some previous rounds is that there's no pressure from Big on Banana. This is how you create a level of obscurity as to what hand you're going to actually play when everything is said and done, is by taking as much map control as possible, denying as much information as possible, always keeping it open to double back if it does go wrong, give yourself a way out. But Big have not been doing that. We just see them standing in mid, trying to win battles. Okay, that doesn't go well, then we lose the round.
I feel like they've only really gone to B in rounds such as this, where they're going for a fast play of flashbangs and pistols. But I don't know if they've really gone on a buy round. tabseN's made his way through towards the CT area, but there are more CTs coming in. Reinforcement. There is UT will get traded, but it's a 4 versus 2, so concern is minimal at this point. And EliGe is still on the site, just waiting, hoping to shut down any plant. These guys are surrounded. Keev is the only man who can escape, and he does not have the bomb. So what does tabseN do in this situation? Does he wait for Keev to make a play? I think he's got to come into play himself. Bomb plant would be perfect for them, but does not look likely now. EliGe can just hide at the back of the site if he wants to. Push comes in, and in all of that madness, Liquid only lose that one player.
Can we just note that Nitro decided, yeah, there's a smoke on CT, I have an AWP. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going through this with a flashbang. There's 4 players with pistols running at me. That's amazing. I don't know if, like, when you'll really see that very often, so time to savor it. Nitro has been an absolute beast. If you missed it throughout the Challenger series or stage of the tournament, I mean, wow, Nitro was on fire with every single weapon, but in particular, the AWP was really special with him. So can't wait to see the continuation of that as the Legend stage plays out here.
And it's basically been JDM dominating top mid area. Liquid are not going to play too close to it to allow Big to burst through a smoke of a flashbang. JDM's been picked off this time, but we'll see if Big can capitalize on it with a much needed round. More focus towards B this time, but Nitro gets a shot through the wall, presumably, which might slow them down, but Keev is still holding an angle. He has been the lurker towards B in most rounds, but maybe it's finally twigged that Big should pay more attention to B in the buy round.
Yeah, this is one of those critical aspects of playing a T side on this map, on Inferno, is just winning the fight at Banana with the exchange of grenades and good tactical calls, but Liquid coming out on top there. Although it's the 4-on-4, so this is one of the better positions Big have had to play from in the mid-round. And they will decide to go for B, and there is only one player there, but it is Nitro. A player that's been so incredible so far the last week or so. His performances have been so insane. Let's see what he's got here. Lots of nades coming in, it's very telegraphed at this point. Goes for the just straight up peek here. Nitro, what will he find? There's the first flick shot, misses! And this is a big chance now for the Germans.
Yes, this is a very difficult retake at this point for Team Liquid. 3 versus 4. They have the money maybe to go for this regardless, considering there aren't many rounds left. Even if they don't win the round but take guns away, that might be enough for them. tabseN taken out very quickly indeed. And EliGe's got great angle towards construction. No more grenades left for Liquid, but the kills keep raining in. There's the trade. And that's suddenly LEGIJA's in a 1 versus 2. It was 4 versus 3. 1-on-1, and that is a much needed round for Big. Rescue and AWP as well. Not many rounds to fight for though in this first half of Inferno.
Very stressful times. Went down to the last man. I actually almost thought Liquid were going to do that just because that's just, it seems like how the game has been going. And the fact that Nitro was not able to get a frag, that's also, it feels like an unlikely scenario, again, with the performance we've seen out of him. But you can see the confidence, that the way that he actually crouched, peeked away from the coffins, to me did show an incredible amount of confidence, knowing that 4 men are rushing you down, not trying to play a tighter angle, Nitro. So, a lot of confidence. Ooh, keev almost gets 2 there. Could have been absolutely huge, but still 1. He'll take that, I am sure. And now this could be very interesting. Big with a very early advantage, causing a rotation, and they'll know that it's very likely Liquid will play 2 to a site from this point. They can use this information.
Nitro is not shy to spam through that wall. He managed to tag Nex down to 40, but keev has been waiting for the re-aggression. But maybe Nitro will play a sneakier angle. The pop flash is there, and keev rattles off a warning shot. Still a man advantage for the T side. JDM, though, continues his aggression. which we haven't been able to talk about so much. Godby's chasing him, though, with some grenades, but the CTs are gone. That's top mid possession for Big, and maybe that will lead them towards a play towards A. That will certainly help. JDM finally getting punished for his constant repeaks.
Feels like a long time coming, doesn't it? It's pretty heinous, some of those peaks he's been able to go for, but reinforcements on the way. However, we're going to trade now, down to a 2 versus 3 for Liquid. So the defenders like Twistzz up on the crate in the corner, doing good damage. There's the pop flash, another nice one from Nitro, as tabseN looks for the finish, and he does get it onto Twistzz. That's the bomb now to be planted, to set the clock upon Nitro. Still rocking the AWP. Oh, have to be so careful. Nitro! Gonna go down straight away. Beautiful peek there from tabseN. Immense confidence. Exactly what you need in that situation. That's the 3rd round on the board for Big. But I don't think there's been ever a single round where Liquid have run out of money.
Last round in the first half, and Liquid can spread the wealth. Will be the one sniper rifle for this round, and I think zews might be on a CZ. Surely there's some crappy SMG for him at least. Seems that the grenades were prioritized, and that's perfectly fine when you have a CZ 75. 11-3. Can Big give themselves space to breathe? It's a double short play from Liquid this time. zews throwing some grenades into the middle position, and maybe Big will play a slow game. They won a few rounds in a row now, trying to exhaust the utility of their opponent. Big have been focusing on clearing out the apartments area. LEGIJA and keev now starting to move back. Where can they identify these CTs? JDM's peaked this position so many times, and there is a smoke down in top mid, so might make them slightly scared. Grenade is deployed, and here is the aggression.
zews, we know how good he's been with the CZ. So leaves to go down by Banana though, causing additional pressure for Liquid. JDM, he's been very active around quads, looking for the flashbang, goes for the peak. Brilliant, again, so consistent here so far with that. However, the balcony push will be the deal breaker for him, as Nitro has to come in 1 versus 4. Not really a very good situation, and Big pick up their 4th round right at the end there. But still, they have to contend with this gargantuan effort from Team Liquid, 11. They look so confident, and as you said, James, they just really look like they've been studying the hell out of Big.
Yeah, and you can see some of the big players on your screen there. Still looking fairly confident, don't look shaken, worried, or nervous, despite how dominant that half was, to be honest with you. But now it's time to swap sides, and after the pistol, we will see what Liquid have in store on the T side. Again, maybe Big will have to try and play against their own expectations of themselves. Time will tell, but first comes the pistol. Very, very crucial. This is the opportunity for Big to get back into the game, but they're on the CT side, so again, it is down to Liquid to impose their will. Twistzz and Nitro will be the grenade men. Molotov for Nitro. Will it be towards the pit, perhaps? Maybe for banana arrows, that's where most people seem to be headed. zews checking second mid in the meantime. Some flashes are there, also from the CT side. tabseN off to a good start, but he will get traded immediately by Nitro.
That's a big trade there. Ooh, and zews ready for the flank, actually. Catching godB. And perhaps godB was a little bit too aggressive there because Liquid have yet to push into the bomb site. And now this is a really smart hold of position from Liquid, looking to be able to find engagements together. Flashbangs out. The CT's pretty blind. What on earth was that from zews? Jumping Glock. zews is absolutely destroying everyone on the server. And that is not something I expected to say.
I think he was amused at that. I saw him looking at Nitro, presumably a smile on his face, but the round's not over yet. 1 versus 4 for LEGIJA. The bomb's about to get planted. He has a kit. That smoke's just gone down, which is it's almost a round-winning smoke in this situation in itself, because it wastes so much time. He can't walk through that and be facing 2 to 4 people. JDM's still in banana for some reason.
zews.
And then there's zews again. zews with the 4K and a pistol round. Why not?
Easy.
He wants that MVP start.
What on God's green earth is that? Please, zews, please stop this madness. Oh no, you can see how devastating that is for Big. They're going to be off to a horrible start here.
For the lols. I think that was like mid-round as well. At least some of it was. And yeah, you can see what that pistol round meant to Big. That was their way back into the match. Now we might be looking at a 14-4 scoreline for Team Liquid. So the road to recovery may not be mountable for Big. They've gone for the force buy though. Trying to right the ship.
I think some information there from Twistzz. I think you must have heard God B. Not too much to be done about it. There's a nade, and that's going to do a good chunk of damage. It does go a long way in rounds like this, when most of your players don't have AK-47s. The UMP does have pretty good armor penetration, but not the best rate of fire. So, see JDM now trying to make his way up mid. Liquid looking to try to take some map control. And Big have not given away really any information as to how they're playing this round. Team Liquid are looking for stacks. They're looking for early picks as well. They want to make it as safe as possible to get into a bomb site and avoid the potential damage of the CZs at close range. And so far, they have no information at all. They don't know where the stack is, if there is even a stack.
40-second mark. Nitro has almost made his way towards top mid, but how do they glean in information? It was a flashbang on Banana. Sorry, top Banana, not top mid. It was a flashbang on Banana. LEGIJA and keev have started to rotate in that direction, whereas JDM is still holding an angle towards A. But how do LEGIJA and keev get to the site? 27 seconds left, and I do worry about how much Liquid have run the clock down without really getting any information. You see a second CT coming into play there, and there's still no smoke down in CT, which makes it even worse. There are 4 CTs here now, and 15 seconds to plant this bomb. This is absolute carnage. Next is surely going to run through, try and pick some good timing for him. That's not going to work out, though. LEGIJA now, can he find the right angle? He's up on top of the smoke. He's seen the bomb-planting player, but he can't take him out. Now it's LEGIJA and God B left. God B, the bottom of mid, last man standing. Good damage done. It could have been a lot worse for Liquid, though. And I think they may have wanted to use their time a bit wiser.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right there. Big played the round in the perfect way. It seemed to make things horrendous for Liquid. And I think there's so many spots where, like, letting it get down to that position that they're just going to straight up lose the round. I think Liquid are pretty fortunate not to throw that one away. And Big did a pretty good job with what they had. But it is 13-4, and there's not much really that Big can do in this round. They've got any stock pistols, an HE and a P250. Not sure what the HE's for there on LEGIJA, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, should, well, win or lose, Liquid definitely have to review that round. Cannot make those mistakes too many times. It is a major after all. Triple peak, top mid.
He threw the nade at his teammates, James.
Not advisable. In the meantime, though, Zeus has had the right reactive play, and he's gone seeking with the MAC-10 to see what's going on in B. And there's not much going on. The bomb will get planted. EliGe can cover the smoke while Zeus takes care of construction. Spotting loads of players, trying to conserve his bullets, spreading the love, the joy. keev and LEGIJA remain. JDM not massively at risk in that tight choke point of a strafing MAC-10. Should be able to deal with it. Doesn't want to head off too far. Now keev is the last man standing. And there it is. The cleanup operation is done. And Liquid are 2 rounds away from victory.
Yeah, looking really nice for them so far. Bit of a rough start to the day for Big, but there's always a way back in. It is Counter-Strike after all. All they have to do is win this round, get rid of Liquid's money, start to snowball things a little bit, just as Liquid did, and have a position where they can have, you know, just a really healthy economy, all the grenades, all the options to take, you know, banana control and so on and so forth. But before we get to that point, it is all about this one, of course, and Liquid, what are they up to here? Fast presence towards banana. They want to fight there with their own grenades, making sure that Big cannot control this position. So they're looking pretty good actually from Liquid. They haven't sustained much damage, and you can see that their presence here is due to a lack of the ability to buy incendiaries. So from that perspective, this is a really smart opening from Liquid, understanding that Big can't contest their superior utility.
Some Molotovs. That's a nice Molotov in case there was a play from the CTs with a pop flash. That's roughly where you would stand and where you would run, so you can't do that anymore. Smoke tricks from Big. Nitro, oh, that's 2. He's got really good value out of that one. The bomb structure as well, but the site will be cleaned out. And it's a long rotation through CT for keev, God B, and next. keev just making it to the corner now, but the Ts are already in position, however. No one's in construction, so the CTs will take that for free, and that will raise their chances of a retake.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good, well, a decent chance here for Big. 1 smoke remaining as far as utility is concerned. 2 players playing out of 4 here. Double peek. Oh, next deflecting that with ease here. Comes Nitro, and he can't find anything there. And, well, that worked out very nicely for Big.
That was an unexpected result.
Oh, yeah.
But a much-needed one. 3-play surviving. You can see tabseN keeping his teammates focused. Never mind the victory. Let's move on to the next round and what will be asked of us in that one. Liquid have got the money to buy. zews might be somewhat short, but he's got a grenade, so his priority is to enable his players, and I'm sure he will try to do that in this round. Big have a lot of defending to do.
And Liquid have an amazing position where they just have such a buffer to work off of. They can do whatever they want. They can take whatever risk they want. They don't have to feel too bad about it. They don't have to care about Big's economy either. They just have to say, well, we just win 2 gun rounds, and that's it. So you can see this fire everywhere. Really giving it his name, Inferno. Staying true to his name, that is. And Liquid don't want to give this up. It's a bad smoke there. At the bottom of Banana, something that Nitro can absolutely take advantage of. Just tabseN realize that smoke is terrible. That's could be problematic. Nitro will creep forwards here. A re-smoke. Nitro's already in position. Could surprise them here. Still more utility used by the CTs here. Twistzz gets a pick towards the balcony. Oh, Nitro smashes the B defense. This has gone awfully wrong.
The flashbang from his teammate was perfect for the second kill. And they might even have an opportunity to throw the deeper CT smoke, which cuts off the construction position. I don't think they've done that, though. It does have its own risks, of course, because you are exposed to CT spawn. And there we go. That is match point secured for Team Liquid. Big trying to hold on to 2 weapons in this round. Desperately needed, and there goes one of them. So things just going from bad to absolutely terrible for Big in their first match.
I'm just looking at the scores here on the players. We've got 21 kills for Twistzz, 22 kills for ELEAGE, 20 kills for JDM. Those 3 are having a really good game. That is for certain, as they each have about 7 to 10 deaths each. So yeah, that's looking really good. Actually, I have to say on the CT side, JDM really impressed me with his constant aggressions because he made it work, and it seemed like a better JDM than we saw overall in the challenger stage for me personally. But mid-rush it is for the Germans, and not going to go too well for Nex at least.
Big will try to stop the bleeding with the smoke grenade, not fully committing to that mid push. Got B though, almost getting grenaded into oblivion. Oblivion still isn't far away for Big at present. LEGIJA alone on Banana, tabseN trying to figure out which way he should go. Big need a strong defense somewhere, and that means taking risks.
And Liquid, I mean, they have lost a lot of health on their players during the early exchanges around middle. So perhaps Nex's, well, his death, his sacrifice is not for naught.
Where ELEAGE was just standing, by the way, if you're playing pugs at home and 4 of your teammates go Banana, stand there. So anybody pushes apps, anyone pushes Banana, sorry, mid or balcony, and you have a chance while you wait for your team to derp. 40 seconds remain. 4 people still alive for Big. 3 pistols and a UMP, but Liquid going to make the same mistake as before, where they might not give themselves enough time to, in a controlled fashion, push a bomb site. ELEAGE has some good high ground advantage, so this may go much better for Liquid.
I like this choice as an adjustment as to that previous mistake, and there it is. They have a perfect ramp on the bomb side. There's surely very little keev can do. He gets himself 1, but traded out there to the superior numbers and positioning of Team Liquid. JDM as well will be cutting down his opponents, and it's just LEGIJA left. It's only LEGIJA standing between defeats and another chance at staying in this game, but it's looking very unlikely. He's not even got any keev. What a kit, though. But he walks straight into his doom, and that's a convincing 16-5 victory for Team Liquid here for their first match in the Legends stage. What a way to kick it off.
Yeah, it's a new week of Counter-Strike. It's a new day for Liquid, and it's a fantastic start from a team where we